In the confines of his room, Shirou was sleeping peacefully on his bed. As he was sleeping, a certain servant then came into his room quietly. "Master, wake up." Shirou didn't say anything as he was still asleep. "Master, wake up." Upon hearing the command a second time, Shirou mumbled and opened his eyes. As he did, he saw a certain servant that was next to him. It was Writer Arturia Alter, who was wearing a maid outfit. Arturia?" Shirou moaned as he was waking up from his sleep. "Call me Writer Alter in this case, master," Writer Arturia Alter said. "I see. What are you doing here in my room?" Shirou asked as he was getting up. "Isn't it obvious? I'm here to wake you up." Shirou was surprised. "Why? I can wake myself up, you know." "And why are you calling me master?" "It's my duty as your maid for today, master." Shirou was shocked at what Writer Arturia Alter said. "What? You didn't hear me correctly?" "It's my duty as your maid for today, master," Writer Arturia Alter repeated as she folded the bed sheets while Shirou was getting dressed. But why though? Why are you my maid for today?" Shirou asked as he was still confused with the situation around him. "Well, it's a long story, and it involves Irisville," Writer Arturia said as she soon began to explain the story of how she ended up becoming Shirou's maid for today. Earlier, Irisville was walking in the hallway of Chaldea, minding her own business as her mind was on one thing: her adoptive son's life. What should I do about Shirou? Lately, he's been working a bit too much and it's starting to influence his body and health. And no matter how many times he tells me he's okay, I can see through the injuries and exhaustion he's going through. Geez, what am I going to do with him? From what I heard, he's been like this ever since his world's Kiritsugus saved him from the aftermath of the 4th Fuyuki Holy Grail War in his timeline. He could use some relaxation time, you know. Wonder what should I do about that problem of his?" As Irisville continued walking in the hallway, she then had an idea come into her head. "Wait. That's it. I can do that. All I need to do is find her, and my plan will be complete. Oh, why didn't I think of this earlier?" she thought excitedly. She then started to run in the hallway, finding the one servant she needed to fix Shirou's problem, or at least relieve him of his stress. Soon, she found Writer Arturia Alter, who was walking in an opposite corner of the hallway Irisville was in. As she did, she came up to her with a smile. "Hey Arturia," she said excitedly. "Oh, hey Irisville. What do you want?" Irisville let out a smile. "I have a favor to ask of you, and it involves Shirou's well-being. Will you help me out?" That immediately got Writer Arturia Alter interested. "Give me more of the details," she demanded. Irisville's grin grew even further as her plan was coming into place. "Well, how would you like to be Shirou's maid for a few days?" Back to the present. "And that's what happened, Shirou," Writer Arturia Alter said as she was done explaining the current situation and how it all started. Shirou was surprised with what Writer Arturia Alter said. "So, let me get this straight. The reason why you're here is because my mom was worried about me because of my habits. During that moment, she came up with a plan to help me relieve my stress, and that plan would be you being my maid for one day?" "That's exactly correct, master." Shirou let out a small sigh. "Mom, sometimes I will never understand what goes into your head along with your plans." "Master?" Writer Arturia Alter said, snapping Shirou out of his thoughts. "Oh, it's nothing, Writer Alter. So, what happens now?" "Isn't it obvious? I'm here to act as your maid for today. From now until the next day, whatever you want or ask for, I will do as you wish. Now hurry up, we got things to do." Shirou was both nervous and confused with the orders Writer Arturia Alter said. However, he still moved on. Okay. Then shall we leave the room then? As you wish, master. Shirou sighed. This was going to be a long day. Shirou was walking with Writer Arturia Alter by his side as many servants were looking at him. Some servants were looking at him with wonder while others were looking at him with jealously. While Writer Arturia Alter didn't care about the attention she was receiving, Shirou mentally groaned at the attention he was getting from the other servants. Geez, this amount of attention is even more creepy than the time where I wore that weird magic wand Mystic Code Da Vinci made a long time ago. And this is going to last for a few days. As Shirou continued walking along with Writer Arturia Alter, he bumped into a certain blue lancer. HM? Oh, hey there kid. And is that the altered King of Knights over there? Lancer see you, said as he looked at the pair. Hey there see you. Shirou muttered. What do you want, Lancer? Writer Arturia Alter asked. What? I'm just trying to have a conversation with him. Also, what's with the maid outfit? It's my duty as being Shirou's maid. For a moment, Lancer Siyu said nothing. Then after a few seconds of silence, he started laughing like crazy. Ha 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 ha. No way kid. You actually got a maid? And the maid happened to be the altered King of Knights? This is just way too funny. Lancer said while laughing hysterically. However, he was soon greeted with a mop at his throat. I won't allow such insult at my master. Now shut up or else I'll shove this mop down your throat, Writer Arturia Alter said menacingly, making Lancer Siyu shut up in fear. Wow. She is taking the role as the kid's maid seriously. It's probably better if I shut up right now, Lancer Siyu thought as he felt Excalibur Morgan near his throat. Writer Alter, that's enough. Please lower the weapon. Shirou said. As you wish, master. Writer Arturia Alter then lowered Excalibur Morgan, making Siyu sigh in relief. Sorry about this Siyu, Shirou apologized. Nah. I definitely deserved that. Anyways, what's with you two today? Lancer Siyu asked. Well, let's just say, my mom came up with this situation. Mom? You mean that white-haired woman with the flashy dress and crown? Lancer Siyu said as he remembered Irisville. Yes. Huh. I didn't know she came up with this. She must be full of crazy ideas. Shirou sighed. You have no idea what she is capable of, Siyu, he said as he remembered all of the plans Irisville has come up with in the past. Lancer Siyu shrugged. Anyways, I got to go now. See you kid. Yeah. Bye Siyu. And then Lancer Siyu left, leaving Shirou and Writer Arturia Alter alone. Well then, shall we move on master? Writer Arturia Alter asked. Why yeah. And the two then moved forward inside the hallway. Eventually, they arrived at the cafeteria. However, there was a slight problem, for Shirou that is. Arturia and her counterparts, Ishtar and her counterparts, Parvati, Bibi and her sisters, Ilya and her counterparts, Miyu, Astria, Irisville, Karitsugu, Jaguarman, and Emiya and his counterpart were there. And they had various reactions. For Arturia and her counterparts, Ishtar and her counterparts, Parvati, Bibi and her sisters, Ilya and her counterparts, Miyu, and Astria, they looked at Writer Arturia Alter jealously. For Irisville, she smiled as her plan was coming into place. For Karitsugu, he didn't show any reaction to Shirou and Writer Arturia Alter together. And for Jaguarman, Emiya and Emiya Alter, they were shocked as they saw Writer Arturia Alter with Shirou together. For a moment, there was silence in the room, but the tension was so thick it could even be cut. Then Jaguarman decided to speak out. Shirou, what is this? Well, you see. Shirou stuttered as he tried to put the current situation into good words. However, before he could do so, writer Arturia Alter spoke out first. I am his maid. Those words instantly turned the entire cafeteria go into chaos. EHHHHHHHH, everyone beside Irisville exclaimed in unison. Why yeah. Shirou said. But how though? How did this happen? Ishtar and her counterparts yelled. It was Irisville's idea, writer Arturia Alter replied calmly. At that moment, everyone turned to Irisville, who still had a smile on her face. Irisville/mama/mom. Why, they all exclaimed in unison. Irisville let out a chuckle. What's wrong with a mother watching out for one of her son's health? Everyone was dumbfounded with the answer Irisville just gave. What do you mean by that? Arturia and her counterparts asked. Well, I was getting tired of Shirou overworking himself along with him telling me he's okay. However, in my eyes, I can see the stress that has accumulated over in his body. Hence, I came up with this plan. But still, why did you think of a solution like this? Emiya and her counterparts along with Miyu asked. Yeah. There are other ways to solve a problem like that. Parvati exclaimed along with BB, and her sisters nodded in approval. Also, why did you choose her? Astria exclaimed as she pointed to writer Arturia Alter, who was looking at her with a smug grin. Well, obviously, I was the better choice out of all of you, since I am a maid after all, writer Arturia Alter replied as she held on to Shirou. At that moment, nearly everyone besides Irisville, Karitsugu, Emiya, and Emiya Alter were almost about to separate writer Arturia Alter from Shirou if not for Irisville suddenly getting out of her seat and standing in front of Shirou and writer Arturia Alter, separating the two groups. Now, let all of us calm down for a moment and figure out a solution, okay? Arturia and her counterparts, Ishtar and her counterparts, Parvati, BB and her sisters, Emiya and her counterparts, Miyu, Astria, and Jaguarman were still looking at writer Arturia Alter angrily, making Irisville sigh. I said, let all of us calm down for a moment and figure out a solution, okay? Irisville said in a menacingly tone. In an instant, everyone felt the anger in Irisville's tone of voice and quickly complied to her orders. Why yes, they all said in unison. Good. Irisville then returned to her normal mood and went back to her seat, with everyone else following her. As they did, Karitsugu, Emiya, and Emiya Alter had one thought in mind. Scary. For the next few days, writer Arturia Alter was fulfilling her duty as Shirou's maid. Wherever Shirou went, she followed him. Whenever Shirou was doing labor work, she helped him. Whenever Shirou was exhausted, she helped him relax. In fact, there were times where she would spoon-feed him his meals or help him get dressed, which sparked jealousy from her counterparts and everyone else. Due to these acts, Shirou has been receiving some attention from the other servants, and even some of them were jealous at them. Not to mention the reactions from the other servants as well. Lancer Siyu's counterparts were surprised with Shirou's maid situation. Medusa and her counterparts were also surprised with Shirou's maid situation. Caster Medea was a bit jealous at Shirou. Sasaki was amused with the situation and jokingly said he would want to be in the same situation as Shirou. Hercules just roared at him. Archer Gilgamesh was so jealous at Shirou's situation with writer Arturia Alter that he tried to bribe writer Arturia Alter to be his maid, but it failed as he ended up getting his ass kicked by her while his counterparts looked at him in disappointment. Nero and her counterparts were interested with the whole maid getup and wanted to do it as well. Jeanne d'Arc and her Alter Santa Lily counterpart were surprised while Jeanne d'Arc Alter was not amused with the situation, making writer Arturia Alter giving her a smug face. Okita was surprised while Okita Alter muttered that she wanted to try out being a maid, resulting in Okita just sighed at her counterpart's reaction. Musashi's reaction was that she was in awe of it. The knights of the round were surprised while Merlin had a smug look at Shirou. Scat Hack and her counterpart were amused with the situation. Arthur was surprised with the situation. Jack, Nursery Rhyme, Abigail, and Paul were in awe with the entire situation. Hakuno was surprised with this. Waver was dumbfounded at the situation Shirou was in. Ritsuka and Mashu were surprised at both the maid situation and how Irisville came up with the plan. Da Vinci laughed at the situation and gave Shirou a comment saying, "You've just fulfilled the dream of many teenage boys now." Shirou was confused with the comment Da Vinci made. Right now, Shirou, writer Arturia Alter, Ritsuka, and Mashu were in a singularity, cleaning up the enemies inside the forest. Well, it's been a few days since writer Alter became my maid. Honestly, I did not expect to start that day with a maid in my room. And all of that was Mom's idea. Master? Are you done over there? Writer Arturia Alter asked in the distance. HM? Oh yeah, I'm done here writer Alter, Shirou replied. Great. Now let's hurry up and head where everyone else is. Soon, Shirou met up with writer Arturia Alter and they headed towards to where Ritsuka and Mashu were. As they did, they were nearby at the entrance of a dragon's hideout. Okay? Remember the plan everyone? Ritsuka asked. Why yes. All we need to do is to destroy the artifact the dragon has secured and that's it, Mashu replied. Good. Any questions? There was silence as everyone agreed to what the objective is. Great. Let's go then. And then Shirou, writer Arturia Alter, Ritsuka, and Mashu soon headed towards the dragon's hideout. Eventually, they arrived at the hideout, where it was empty. Looks like the dragon isn't here, Mashu said. Great. We can destroy the artifact with ease. Shirou? Ritsuka said. Yes master, Shirou replied as he went up to the artifact and destroyed it with his sword, swinging it down on it as the artifact broke into pieces. Phew. Well, guess everything is over, huh, senpai? Mashu asked. Wait, it's not over yet, writer Arturia Alter said as she saw the dragon landing in front of him. The dragon then roared at the group, with Mashu protecting Ritsuka while writer Arturia Alter protecting Shirou. See? Everyone, move! Ritsuka yelled out. And everyone split up into different directions as the dragon brought one of its hoofs down onto the ground. However, as writer Arturia Alter landed at the spot he was on, the dragon soon moved its tail quickly, preparing to strike Shirou. Master! Writer Arturia Alter yelled as she moved to where Shirou was quickly and slashed the dragon's tail off, making it screech in pain. Master, are you alright? Why yeah, Shirou replied. Writer Arturia Alter let out a small sigh. Good. Now come on, we got a dragon to kill, so don't fall behind on me. Yeah. Soon, the dragon turned its attention to Ritsuka and Mashu and then started breathing fire at the two. However, Mashu brought out her shield and protected herself and Ritsuka from the flames. It was then that Shirou and writer Arturia Alter began an offensive assault on the dragon as Shirou began shooting swords at the dragon with his projected sword while writer Arturia Alter injuring it with her mop. The dragon held in pain as it was forced back from all the injuries it received. Great! It's moving back everyone. Let's charge in and finish it off. Ritsuka yelled. However, at that moment, the dragon quickly turned its head towards Ritsuka and others and was about to claw him in an instant. Shirou quickly moved in front of Ritsuka and the others and moved them, injuring himself in the process. Shirou/Shirou-san. Ritsuka and Mashu yelled. Master! Rider Arturia Alter yelled, worried about Shirou's safety. I'll be fine. More importantly, we need to strike the dragon on its head. Go! Shirou yelled as he moved in front of the dragon, trying to distract it. Why yes. Mashu replied. Come on senpai. Why yeah. Ritsuka said. Soon, Shirou, Rider Arturia Alter, Ritsuka, and Mashu soon began an assault on the dragon's head. As they did, the dragon raised on of its claws at Ritsuka, but Mashu blocked it with her shield. It was then that Rider Arturia Alter used that encounter as an opportunity as she went up the dragon's wings and ran on it. As she did, she reached the dragon's head and held her mop up, ready to strike the head. How dare you lay your claws on my master, you damn dragon! Rider Arturia Alter yelled as she stabbed the dragon's head with her mop, killing it instantly. The dragon let out a giant roar of pain as it felt the mop going through its skull, stopping it from breathing fire. The dragon soon fell to the ground as Rider Arturia Alter got off from the head and then hurried to where Shirou was. Master, are you alright? Why yeah. It's just a minor injury, Shirou replied. Rider Arturia Alter let out a sigh. Master, what you did was completely reckless, you know, she said as she examined the injuries that Shirou received. Yeah. I know, Shirou replied. Knowing it is not going to help, nor is it going to help you escape from the punishment that you'll be receiving later. Do I make myself clear? Why yeah, Shirou said nervously. Good. Now just stand still and let me heal your injuries. As Rider Arturia Alter was healing Shirou's injuries, Ritsuka and Mashu were watching by the sidelines. Wow. I've never seen Rider Arturia Alter sound like that before. Mashu said. Yeah. Well then again, Shirou does influence her. Ritsuka replied. Oh make. Master, it's time to wake up. Shirou moaned softly as he got out of bed, expecting to see Rider Arturia Alter, only to see Saber Arturia wearing a maid outfit. Arturia, are you wearing? Shirou said. Yes Shirou, and before you could ask, this was Irisville's idea. And that included my counterparts as well. Shirou sighed. Just how many plans did Irisville make?